received, and you had a nice interview from Alfama, and you got to hear their perspective. This roster has, I think, in terms of where they ought to be, they have come a long way. They have shown significant signs of promise. And I think there is very much an opportunity for them to compete with some of the top teams. They just haven't been able to realize it yet. And that happens. There's growing pains with new rosters.
Yeah, there's always going to be that. And we've been actually talking about that a lot during this season. We've been seeing a lot of roster changes across the board. And I think it's worth noting that it does seem United are starting to finally look comfortable with their roster. There's a lot of different elements to United that are different than other teams. Call out, for example, look at his stats. I mean, we can all agree they're not great. But when you talk to the guys on United and you get kind of perspective on what he contributes to the team, it really does justify his being there. And that's odd. You can't usually justify someone with stats like that on a team. But the level of contribution Call Out provides on other levels, such as, well, being that leader for them as a squad and providing them with a backbone, is, in United's own opinion, definitely worth it. Across the board, apart from them, you've got a great array of contribution, but in multiple different facets, and I think it makes it a well-rounded roster. So United's very interesting as a team, and I'm looking forward to watching them in the future. They've got an opponent for this match. We'll go ahead and bring up Evil Geniuses, see where they've been over the last little while.
This one's a little bit different than what we see from E-United. E-United is a team that has been able to keep pace with some of the top squads in NA and have put on, this season.
Evil Geniuses, yeah.
This is, their position right now. Looking to finish towards the bottom of NA is an end of an era for this squad. We look back at the Raleigh Major when they were still one of the most highly rated teams in North America, and I'm sure they hate the fact that we mention it as often as we do. Of course, the remaining members of the team probably hate it. But you can't watch Rainbow Six Pro League, especially NA, and not understand the significance that this team and this organization had on our scene. EG coming in, picking up that old Continuum roster in the run-up to the 2018 Six Invitational, it was that was basically the floodgates opening for large organizations to come in and invest in our esport. And with it, EG remained on top from the fall of 2017 / start of 2018 until the tail end of 2019. This squad was on top of North America, and they are in what I would consider to be more of a rebuilding environment, bringing in Mo, bringing in Spades. They haven't had the best performance from Young, Necrox, and NVK. When you need those leaders to step up and those veteran players to step up, I don't know if they haven't or if they just haven't been able to, or if they're still trying to work things out, but EG are very much below what we have come to expect from them as a squad. And to see them now towards the bottom of North America is not just surprising, but also, regardless of what team you root for, a little depressing almost because of the performance that this squad has had and because of what it's meant to Rainbow Six.
Is it me, or is it like his PC struggling because his voice is behind his video?
To be blunt, when I look at Evil Geniuses and how they play, and I start to have to think about what's going on there. What really screams out to me is it seems like apathy, and it's taken on many forums, and we'll go through the map veto while I'm talking about this, but it looks like right now, and in recent Evil Geniuses matches, it looks like it's developed to a point where they're playing with a little bit of what I would typically call reckless abandon, where they're going into these matches just like, let's just play, and to be fair, we've seen teams win season finals with that kind and mentality. So it's not inherently bad.
Hey?
It's very different than what we expect. We're going to Clubhouse, and we'll see how Clubhouse pans out for these teams from looking at the stats. It's an okay map for United. It's one of the maps over the last few months that they've managed to win on, which makes it kind of, I guess for them, I guess it makes it better.
Do Clubhouse. Nah, I'd probably do Clubhouse as well.
Won a match in the last few months or so. So, every one of the maps is bad for them. This is one of their more banned maps. They don't really play it. They haven't played it in a while, so there's not really anything at all to go on. You guys are going to go give us a 55% for E-United, 38% for Evil Geniuses in the community vote. So EG still having some fans that are really holding on firm. And E-United, I mean, with their recent success, pushing themselves into that favored position.
That's a pretty tight vote, to be completely honest, especially given, you know, the way that we've seen E United stack up against other teams. I noted that, you know, they've taken a number of rounds off of teams that are statistically better than them in the standings, and they seem to be able to hang with these squads. The community vote, I don't think would really back that up when you look at, you know, when you look at EG's performance here. EG's last victory came January 6th.
To be fair, I like Clubhouse a lot.
Everything else since then has been a draw. That was, for those keeping track at home, that was the very first play day of Pro League where they beat Luminosity 7-5. This is, of course, ignoring match victories that EG had during their run through the 6 invitational qualifiers. This is specifically looking at Pro
that was a
League,
fucking quick ban. Jesus Christ. They knew who they wanted.
There are Pro League teams that are going to be playing Tier 4, Tier 3, Tier 2 teams. Not exactly the same level of competition. So we'll start up, though. Our very first matchup in the final play day here in North American Pro League. Evil Geniuses, a well-storied and historic roster, going up against E United, some more of the hot shot upstart team that is looking to end the season strong, and we're going to be playing on Clubhouse as the map ban, or rather, the operator bans are going in front of you.
I'll go Bandit.
All right, so
not
far,
Bandit. I'll go
like pretty much standard. Again, no stats really to pull on with Evil Geniuses, so we can't say much about their bans on this map, but Habana
Echo is ridiculous.
E United is a typical ban.
Even his gun is ridiculous.
As well as Mai. In this case, let me see. It was actually it was Habana for United and Amira. So a little bit of a divergence there for United, but
Echo got an elite skin.
Anything crazy?
I don't think he has yet.
I mean, it's Amira. We're on Clubhouse. Montaigne will be brought here by Grixer to start things off. That does not bode well. We might have lost somebody already, but maybe it's it's calling for the rehost. So will we be going back to us, and we'll figure out what's going on there as quickly as possible, then get back into the match as soon as we can. One thing we do know are
Esports ready.
and at least we've got that to talk about.
I'll be back in a second. I need to go get my snack.
Start of a play day without our ceremonial rehost. So Spade's having some issues connecting, and now we are going to get back into this as soon as we can. There is so limited movement when it comes to these defender bans. Mira Echo, Mira Echo, Echo Mira, Echo Mira, etc. Back and forth forever. With the odd Maestro ban, depending on the map and depending on which teams are playing and who your opponent is. The odd Valkyrie ban, etc. You know, Bank as well was a map where you could see some diversity. Obviously, it's been jettisoned out of the map pool, so you're not going to see Pulse bans, for example. You're not going to see Valkyrie bans, anything of that sort. So the Capitao and Hibana is not really that strange. E United is going to run Call Out on Thermite, and they're going to run Alfama on Maverick. That's my guess with the way that they're going to tackle this, and that matches up very well with their operator pools and the way that they tend to play. You know, Capitao is an operator that Forest uses. You will now likely see him on Zofia, Grixer likely on IQ, and Yeti on Buck. There's your
I just
attacking
came
lineup for
to
E
see
United.
if Swarm showed you the intro.
You're going to have Maverick, Thermite, Buck, IQ, and Zofia.
Okay, here, I'll
That's
show
my
you
guess,
now.
unless they decide to go with an Ash,
To show
which
you
is
now.
doable, depending on which bomb site you're looking at. But who do you sub out? Do you
I
sub
have
out
to
the
start first.
you sub out the Zofia? Do you
Where
sub
the
out the
fuck is
IQ,
it?
etc.?
There it is.
As for EG, we don't really see them play Capitao even when it's available. You know, that we know that they have a Mira player in their midst, which is Necrox, but he hasn't played Mira in a hot minute because she's always
down
banned.
to 40 because it's so
expect
fucking loud.
EG on attack to completely forego the Echo and Mira play. They're likely going to run a Smoke. They're probably going to run a Maestro more often than not. So those are just things to bear in mind with regards to the bans. It really doesn't hurt either of these teams
because
these
it's
are
not
pretty
played
standard
yet, just
bans,
black screen.
and both
Okay,
of
I'm
the
playing
teams
it
will be
now.
able to work around it.
Yeah, I'd say the only one that's like directly targeted is, and clearly Evil Geniuses have done research on this match because they banned Capitao, which United's played this map twice. Both times Capitao not banned, and they have played Capitao every single round. And So it's definitely a big tool for them. And I mean, it's a big tool for everyone. As Parker said, it's very standard. But getting it out of the way.
It's not
for
you.
Jesus,
It's just like
smart.
a video thing.
Them.
I don't know. We
That's
just
a good
found
move.
it.
I think
And
they did the
we
research.
decided
I think
to
they checked out the VODs
take
they had
you
available
because of
on
your
United.
sub alert
So
or
that,
follow.
Again, that bodes very well for EG. You're probably right about the Maverick. You're gonna see a lot of Maverick, a lot of Thermite, things like that.
Hello.
But looks like we're having some.
Oh, did you see the one that Swarm made? You didn't see that either, did you?
He's not managed to find his way back yet. So hopefully soon that is resolved.
I'll show you the intro for our CFG plan that Swarm
really
made.
Isn't anything to talk about when it comes to Evil Geniuses. I could throw the dates further back. I mean, we can go into 2019, and then there'd be stuff to talk about.
Tell me when you're ready, I'll play it.
That's all irrelevant at this point, you know. I will say, if you do that, if you throw far enough back, Clubhouse was one of Evil Genius's best maps. So, you know, that's another thing.
I know.
Well for them potentially.
That's what I was saying.
Again, outdated information. So.
But Swarm was really insistent on that song,
much to say
and it was kind of hard to find
on
something
the side
that
of Evil,
looked good with that.
Sorry, United though, they have played it twice, this map twice in recent history, and it is a very good map for them. They lost it to Reciprocity 2-7. They managed to beat TSM on it 7-5. So that's a really good result.
I saw you playing Truckers. How was that?
TSM. That was April 8th.
So, yeah, that was just a couple days ago. That was last Wednesday.
Probably PUBG is going to get
banned. That match?
What did you do?
So. I
fucking drove at 70 miles an hour on the wrong side of the road and hit a convoy of 2 head on.
The second half.
When was that?
Well, yeah. That could do it.
It's all kind of a...
When did I...
Just
when did I cast that match?
Oh, fuck.
When was it
Anyway, it surprised a lot of people.
Just banned from every server, though.
It did. It was the last play.
You have to go to America.
As well as that we can see Clubhouse again because
I've got American Truck Simulator anyway, so
no longer banned. Whether that has map diversity or not, whether it expands
we'll just go there
or not, are things that you can address with the teams and speculate on your own. TSM, of course.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if there's a point of me staying on the team because it's not like we ever played together. If you know what I mean.
They lost to Rec on 10th, snapping their unbeaten streak, and then lost again to
United
on Wednesday. So this is the place that TSM.
You just need to get out of your rot. That's all.
United obviously put in really good effort, and as you pointed
out, the Tattletale
ban is definitely going to change those results.
Yeah.
Either that, or why don't you and Caster start like a lower division team?
Setup in terms of operators.
We wouldn't start a different team. We just play casually.
So we're just looking for more updates on the situation here. I guess we've kind of really talked out this match. To be honest, Parker, we've got Spades has made it back in the nick of time. I was about to divert us to other matches for today. But no. He's made it. So as soon as everybody says they're ready, we will jump
the
right
rehost has been successful.
Pick up from where we left off. Inspace already done. Evil Geniuses is on defense.
What are you doing right now?
And
watching
we'll
the Pro League match.
What this match will actually tell us. Before we can actually transition you over, we will need to check that all the settings are correct. But we are loading it right now. So assuming they all are, we got the action just right around the corner.
One thing that I want to know against EG, or rather two things actually that we can kind of start off this match talking about is first and foremost, no matter what happens with this result, EG will finish in last place. Now, as far as we know,
that's
EG is not going to be getting kicked out of Pro League. There are no relegations, so they don't really need to worry about anything, which means that they can retool and come
They're
back
gonna end
strong
at the
with this
end anyway.
roster. They are not in jeopardy of playing against a Challenger League team for their spot, at least as far as we know. We have no idea how that's working. We have no idea how promotion is going to be as we look towards a 10-team league in the future. Obviously, the whole situation with the pandemic, etc.
I think
I imagine throwing
was a Canadian on this team.
EG will finish last, even a victory here.
Yeah, he was.
Have them trail Tempo Storm. And if you look at the results that we have seen from EG over the last
it's because he soaks up utility and pro is like mostly about utility.
In the first half of the split, they picked up the victory.
Like it's obviously about fragging, but like utility is a big thing.
One draw, which was against E United. every
Castle's
other game
main
that they played,
door
the other
leaves
5 matches were not just losses, but
leaves
largely
pool open.
There's got
blowouts
to
where
be
they
some
only
reason
won
behind
2
it.
or 3
Yeah, I know.
rounds. This half, yeah, EG don't have a victory yet. So I guess you could say that it's not
It's
been
half
as successful.
EG don't have a
but they do have a
victory.
couple draws, and importantly,
Okay.
they're not getting crushed or blown out on their matches.
Is
They
he using the
are quite
DMR? He
literally
is. As
Yeah.
Maverick.
competing.
That's
In every single
questionable.
match, they are competitive, just as
Not
United
really.
is.
Everyone
And while
here is a
United has been the
headshot
better
king,
team
aren't they?
this
Let's be
half,
fair.
EG have definitely looked better and in much greater
it must
form.
think how
And a
far
large
away
part of
the
that is
reinforced.
likely Spades coming onto this roster and could be attributed to Rangers, the
Look
coach.
at-
I'm not
look how
exactly
far
sure
the
how
reinforced.
hands-on he has been and how much of a system he changed, etc. That's something that we can ask them if they do prevail here. But ultimately, it's been a better
Shots
second
instantly.
half for EG.
There's
So
a
there is
visual
some
there,
promise
there.
and some things to look forward to if you're a fan of this squad.
Also,
I guess
it's
to be
worth
fair,
noting,
large part of it is
United
wasted
through the
time.
second half of the season only play well /
That's
win,
literally what
draw
Romans are on this,
against
on Pro League,
top
just
4
fucking
NA
slow
teams.
down.
And since Evil Geniuses is currently last, it is likely that United will struggle. We're gonna get the first kill in this match though. Mo is gone. An early advantage with only a minute expended there. Bullet holes in the wall being used by Spades, but he's not going to get anything from it. He'll be caught, actually, and droned out. Spray coming through the wall here from Forrest.
Look at
who's
that.
done
You say
great work with this
DMR's
DMR
questionable. There
pass.
wasn't a
Requires
single
miss there
bit
from
of
the
fucking
bug.
thingy on that
He's
recoil. Look at
trying
that
to get
control.
away, but he's going to linger and be
Wow.
eliminated by Forrest.
Yeah,
Making
they
great
probably
use of that
have at
DMR
least
on
like
map.
5,000 hours in
I
the
think
fucking
Forrest
game.
actually spoke about this
On, like,
after the
multiple
match
accounts.
and how the
True.
DMR, or maybe it was Alfama who talked about it in the interview. I can't remember exactly what it
Well,
was. Why
that's
we
what
were
you have to do if you want to be
so
actually go pro in this game.
enamored,
True.
or rather enchanted, whatever word you want to use, by the fact that he was running the DMR on Maverick. I mean, the skin is great, but I mean, a lot of people much prefer the M4s. The rate of fire is typically king in this game. Regardless, you
See,
flush
they were
both
talking
Spades
about
and
it.
Mo dig out, and you've now got quite a sizable
Mister,
advantage.
I am
This was
watching.
an
Yeah.
interesting roam
So that's,
strategy
like,
from
exactly
EG.
what
They
I
didn't
said.
have everybody up top, as we see from many teams. They didn't put 4 people off site. They're instead going to do a little bit of half and half. So
The DMR
no
is
full
better for
measures
opening
here,
holes
just half
than
measures
a
for them. It will give them a
SN
little
like
bit
an-
more
like an AR.
survivability and staying power on site, as you know how challenging it can be to crack down on the bomb sites down below.
Wow.
And just like that, Young peaks and lands a really good shot on Forrest as the frag grenade was in hand. The Maverick will not be able to capitalize much on
TSGOPs in
that.
chat.
EG needs some teeth to be able to fire back. Callout will need to put those exothermic charges rather, to good use. I don't know if he's used both of them already. But
Man,
it looks
EG
like
is
it's going
getting
to be a
so
take
fucked.
from the west side of the map.
Not
The
really.
Spades at the bottom of main
It's
stairs
pretty.
over towards Moto. 10 seconds left.
10
and EG will
seconds,
need to
they got
simply try and
fucking- they
ride
got
this
no
one out.
plan.
But the kills from United will come in. There's some fire to just wade through.
But, like,
2 big kills from the Vigil of NBK.
can't
He's lined up
believe
to
they
get
They
another.
got a force to
He'll get
plant.
it.
They got a force to
NBK now
plant.
1-1v2. Where is he? Doesn't
There you
matter.
go.
Nobody had the diffuser.
Yeah,
And
just wasting time.
United doesn't manage to
people
get
held
the
off.
objective down as the diffuser is surrendered amidst the flames into the door of church. Round number
Wait,
1 will go to
did they ever go yet? Go yo. They must have,
Lingering
Yeah.
I think,
ambushing there for
They had a
United.
TCG.
They had enough time to get that execution off, but they didn't execute in
So does Goyo
Same
have only
exact
2 shields right
moments.
now?
us allowing
He's
for
got 3,
plenty
hasn't
of
he?
1v1s.
Yeah,
or
but they're
1v2s.
nerfing him down to
Yeah,
2.
There's no
Two
crossfire
shields,
for
yeah.
the attack. A big part of that, I'd say, is
Already
actually the
nerfed
early
it
kill
due to
from
a
Young
league, probably.
over by Blue. Because Forrest was unable to land his nade, he was unable to establish confirmed
he's one of the
control
least
of
picked in
Blue, and
one.
thus unable to maintain that crossfire, allowing for the
Goyo's
execution
getting
from
such a
Moto to be
big
so
nerf though,
successful.
with his
So
TCG
it's
and his
just as
actual.
successful.
Yeah, that's why I said he'll
A solid job to
that's
Young
why
there,
become
and Evil
like even
Geniuses,
more shit.
well, they
Yeah,
managed
his
to
pick
put
rate will go
themselves
way down.
in the lead.
They'll probably
Only
give him a
one
different
round in.
weapon.
Early days.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So I've got to say, the sold out there from Evil Geniuses
Like they
again
take away the
really
TCG. But what could they
speaks to
give
what
him
you were
though?
talking about earlier,
I don't know though,
Parker,
because
which is
Mirror's
to say
weapon's
that
still pretty
EG
OP
have been more
if you can control the rate.
leading up to the end. I think again,
Yeah, but like
I think
it's
that
not
it's
like
a
TCG
degree
is
of
more
apathy
long
that's
range,
taken a
while
little bit of
that
a
one
turn
is really
towards
short range.
Let's just
The
play
the
and
vector.
do our
I think it's the
best,
vector.
and less stressing
Hey, yo.
over
Go
the
on,
result,
Val.
because EG
Do it.
knows what the result is now. The pressure's off.
No, she's just
I mean,
trying to
what do they
camera
care?
outside. She's not spawn
It's
peeking.
done
There's
now.
no way.
There's nothing that can be done to change
Often, but I
that.
actually
So
really enjoy playing it.
just play.
One man,
And
or
you know,
one man,
Young
however you
peeking from
pronounce it.
Blue
Yeah,
up
well,
into the
my.
drop down.
I actually really like him. I always seem to have
some players, when the pressure is mounting, when the situation's dire, they won't commit to because they're worried.
How did your rank session go?
Young made the play, got the kill, and that helped the
even
hold for a good portion of that round.
Are you still in plat?
So I think it's very interesting that they went with this like half measures defense because usually teams go all or nothing. You either have 3 to 4 of your teammates roam, which
I can't hear
they
him.
get flushed out and pushed. That you are holding on for
Okay, there you go.
life on the bomb site down below, or you only have 1 or 2 people roam, or even 1 person roam, just to try to waste as much time as possible. Maybe even have the Vigil play upstairs a bit more aggressively with the Mozzie. EG had a good setup. I like some of the changes that they made. NVK fell off early once he saw Mo go down, and that action happened over near Garage and over near CCTV. So E United reading into the roam well. Given the way that teams roam on Clubhouse, there isn't a ton of variation that you can do, but one thing that it did allow is it allowed EG a lot of time, because midway through that round, E United had to go right back onto drones and try to figure out, is NVK still roaming? Are the 2 members of EG on the bottom floor? Do we have to worry about them being above?
I'm surprised they're not playing Jackal.
Just enough time that when E United got their ducks in a row, the clock was at 15 seconds left. That is by no means enough time to pull off and execute, and it also means that you have to go for frags. And as you pointed out, Young
I like Jackal.
made it so that trading was still very much
you
possible
think how
for
much
United,
these
but
people are
wasn't as easy
roaming,
as it could have been. There's a C4
they don't roam. Wow.
Quite literally, not just the drop hatch, but also the fragging. As there's a kill on the scoreboard from Spades,
and
another one onto Alfama. Beautiful play inside of Bar. Making a pain cocktail for E United.
Because they don't roam, do they? They go somewhere and they sit still and wait.
And the diffuser is down.
Exactly. That's how you get rid of those stupid settings. You fucking scan them.
Once the feet go cold, the cold, you can't scan them.
The Goyo of Necrox is nearby. So instead, he'll try to pull out a frag grenade. Look longingly, Necrox gets popped out after he hears the frag grenade get prepped and ready. Gets bait from Yeti. And now Cloud is there by his side. 30 seconds left.
What do you mean by that?
Members of E United are holed up.
There's a timer.
Construction, and they'll have to work.
So when you can scan feet, once the timer runs out, you can't scan them. So they just disappear. So there's not that much information you'll get off someone sitting still.
To position himself differently, he'll have to watch 2 separate angles.
I thought they're always going to be there. They just
no, they actually disappear.
Oh, do they now?
Yeah.
I thought you always got 1 scan at least.
No.
AG up 2-0.
Oh.
Well played round there to Spades on their own, doing a lot of work and
wow,
not only distracting but also
Jesus
managing
Christ,
to get kills and
gonna
back
finish
site
bottom
safe
with the
to later
fucking
pulled out
board. They
against
fucking
United attack.
I mean, they might as well. It's not like it's gonna hurt.
For EG, and they've managed
Oh,
to
this
put themselves
mod
in a
digger
solid lead
is
position.
a Twitch streamer.
But,
Like an actually popular one.
I mean, that's just those 2 rounds.
Most
United haven't really shown us anything
stream.
yet. The big thing,
Well,
of course,
yes.
to keep an eye on is are United going to get cycled out?
They get paid and they play their
It's
game
Clubhouse,
to improve
you
on.
know, defense. There's that statistical advantage that you have on that side. But yeah,
I
the
kind
main
of
thing is
feel
United
bad for
gonna let it get
EG.
to their heads.
I
We've seen it happen
don't.
before.
They really
Not only
haven't
with
brought
United,
their
but
A
other
game
teams,
this
of
season.
course.
They got
Yeah.
slapped around
And
a lot.
After they lost
the biggest
Canadian.
factor for
There's
them
a lot
right
of
now.
their fucking
As Evil
games
Geniuses
that
are starting to
draws,
play more and more confidently as time goes by. You got a man like
Clean
Spades
up
running
on some
around,
shit.
picking up 4Ks,
some shit.
and he's just challenging everything. I mean, he didn't do anything anything typical or anything especially unique. I don't know why it was so hard for me to find those words, but
Like if they actually like clean up on the
went for a standard run out, cam
not
assisted,
tactics, but
They just
teammate
lost
assisted,
Canadian,
and then
which
challenged. He took
was
fights
the
one after
shot
another.
caller.
He did it well.
To be fair,
and
they are
yeah,
really
that's the
good
end
on
of
the
that story.
fence.
So when
They
you're
just
getting
can't
4Ks off
attack for
plays like that,
shit.
it does, I think,
That's
kind
why
of
they've been slapped every
instill
single
a sense of
time.
confidence in you as a squad.
They've
Defending.
always been
And
stronger.
Evil Geniuses have
Yeah,
gotta be
they've
feeling
always
that
been
right now.
stronger on defense.
But just in general, this game is always
Like,
going to be easier in defense.
oh, we can get away with this.
Not
Almost
always,
like-
though.
that's where it should be though. To be fair,
So it's going to be a very similar defensive setup this time, except
like,
it's
most
I
of
going
know
to
it should be
bonus side.
50-50, but
For those that
defenders
are
should
new
have
to
The
this
overall
game, new to
advantage.
yeah
this
the
map,
overall advantage.
teams
Yeah.
like to hold cache CCTV regardless of where they are
It's
playing.
why they do it out of 7
In fact, we actually
instead
see
of out of
CCTV
4
and
or
even
5
sometimes
or 6,
Garage
because there's always going to be
or
that one
cache
round.
get held for all 3 of the main sites that are currently in rotation. That's Church, Arsenal downstairs, That's Cash CCTV up top.
What the fuck
wow.
are they doing?
Just
What
do that.
Why would you peek at the same?
Alfama gets 2 of the easiest kills of his life.
I don't get.
I know I said you can get away with stuff.
They got cocky. This is what I mean. They're throwing it.
Like, why the fuck would they both go? Oh yeah, it's
a little bit of a pause there. Not necessary.
Bots, man, fucking bot.
I don't know. There's too much overconfidence.
Yeah, they're fucking. They think they've won 2 rounds.
Entirely sure what they were thinking. There's another one for them as well.
Not pretty far.
It's more damage that's done to E United than it is to EG. Nitro Cell now out is just added insurance to get tossed up, but hard to tell what they have. It's easy, Alfama. You're done for.
He killed him.
On a tear, 5 kills in the last round and a half.
I tell you what, he is good with them C4s.
He's just going to watch the angle inside of Cash and see exactly where E United is going to
Every
turn their focus.
round so far, he's got a kill with that
shit. A little
shit.
bit off of the roam and instead heading towards a site execute.
Without a
Look
camera.
at the clock, there's a minute left. This is the right time to
Typical
do that.
EG choking.
He probably has a camera, just
no
teammates
4K
using
for him
it.
this
That's
round.
dead.
United in a 4v2 with a minute.
I think there's nothing worse when you're trying to raid when a fucking drone spots you out. So fucking annoying.
That's why I'm loving Vigil.
It's just, especially when I'm playing Jaeger, all of a sudden I'll start in the corner, I'll try and hopefully the drone will go past me, will look in the corner, look towards me.
Pushing through Jim. Free fire's out. DMR not spotting anyone.
I hear him Jackal though.
Nice shot from MBK.
So
He gets the second, but he's down in exchange. Young now needs to get 2 kills to win this round. MBK will not be saved in all likelihood.
That TSG is going to come forward for him.
Yeti will finally finish off MBK. Aiming at foot level there. With that DMR shotgun.
No, he's
Grixer is going to be the playmaker here. I don't think Young expects that position. That was the shots, and there's Grixer cleaning it up. United will secure the round. Quite the chance that NVK gave his team.
That fast peak there.
Give him a
How
chance after what happened at the start of that round.
Eagle fingers going,
2.
mate.
As both
Jesus.
Necrox and Mo lined up perfectly. Not ideal. Not an ideal spot to be in at all for EG. I think they were intending to swing and trade, and Alfama got a collateral, which is rare to see.
I wonder why they're choosing to pick Mute over everyone
that whole
else.
round for EG was actually kind of confusing.
They've picked Mute every single time. Is there something that I'm missing?
Is this
a little bit better had
Easy
we not seen the
drones?
2 opening picks
It's
go
all
in
about
favor of United
information.
so swiftly, but
okay, why are
NVK
you
made to
attacking
hold
again
that
if
round
they've
together.
just
He was
had
able to
3
waste a lot of
rounds of it?
time.
Because it's
He
best
and
of
Spades
7.
actually wasted
Oh,
quite a lot of
shit,
time.
okay.
You saw Spades
switches
get that
every
pick
4,
from
doesn't
EG.
it?
That was
No.
huge.
Oh,
It could
shit,
have possibly won
okay,
it back, but the one thing that Jim and Master doesn't allow for that Cash and CCTV do, and that Church and Arsenal do.
Oh, for God's sake.
When the attackers go to take Jim, if you don't have a Nitro Cell down below or an impact or pings or something like that to shoot through the floor, if you're not playing on that main
You
floor,
should have seen it earlier. So you should have seen it earlier on fucking, what was it? Is it Consulate? Fucking Collie and fucking
now, as you know,
Glasmains on the same team. Oh, it was cancerous.
No soft destruction. So if you're going to go through that single doorway,
Thing is, our
just to the
teammates
left of
didn't do
Necrox
shit
right now,
though.
you're basically dead. Unless you can win your duel, but you're gonna have to watch angles.
My KD went up so much. It's 0.95 right now.
The stairs, possibly
This is what I mean. If you can find a decent 5 man to run with, just to get you out of silver,
you can have bathroom.
You'll be able to hold yourself in gold, piece of piss. You're not a bad player by any means. You know how to hold objectives and roam. And to be honest, we need anchors, because I'm sick of like Kessler trying to roam. If I'm being honest, he can't roam. Bless him.
Oh my god, my highest attacking is Sophia with 1.04.
By just simply going towards Jim or even into Master. You have a lot more options available.
And
it was a
on
very unwinnable situation from EG when Young found himself in that 1v2.
Forrest will relinquish
Fatal is
the
my
DMR
second
in exchange
highest.
for the M4.
Mozzie.
So, return
Echo
to normalcy
with
for Mavericks at large,
0.89.
but not so much for Forrest. Spades gets 1. Looking for the second. He's cornered now. He's got Mo to assist him. Flank here from Yeti could prove fruitful for United. Still just a top floor clear here. And there goes NVK inside of the bathroom, but the push from Yeti shut down by
It'd be
Modiga.
so scary playing against these guys.
Get another kill for EG on the roam. United
Can you
now
imagine loading up in a lobby
to
against them?
recover some amount of control.
Imagine having like a friendly game, you know, like a professional team, and then it's like, could we do a custom match to see how bad we are compared to them?
Just watch them absolutely wipe us.
Exactly, I would love it. It would be so interesting.
Maybe the easiest scrim of their life.
Because that was definitely unsuccessful.
I wouldn't be able to fucking compete against this shit.
Exactly, but it'd be fun. I would enjoy it so much.
I'd love watching Panji rage. He wasn't there!
Oh, imagine picking one of them.
Possible, especially with two of
So
the
fun.
most consistent players gone. United without Alfama and Yeti have had a lot of struggles in matches to be able to pick up the
only reason my KD is going up because I'm trying to roam and try to get as many kills because I know my team can. So I have to do something.
And they can do great work, don't get me wrong. It's just most of the kills in the hands of Alfama and Yeti.
I'm still there, struggling.
Fucking first game isn't even
apart, but Young thinks that the push
no way I'm staying for another while. I'll fucking watch this, but I'm done.
So it's going to be much closer.
Got work tomorrow.
The good news for him is that at range like that, the TCSG is almost guaranteed to.
I would love to have work tomorrow. 9 to 5
I
job.
fucking wouldn't. I'd rather be at fucking home.
The force just bursts in.
Oh, I prefer not to have money. Is that what you mean?
Oh, wow.
Because I'd still get paid for it.
Spades the one getting the kill there. C4 going out. It'll sail. It connects. Great play from Spades. He can't do all the work himself. But NVK can as he gets back to site just in time. That's Necrox, actually, not NVK. My apologies on the kill feed. Regardless, doesn't matter who it is. They both start with N. EG wins the round.
Big up PG.
Solid defense there at the bottom floor for Evil Geniuses. I will say that C4 from Spades, while it did manage to get the kill on the player who was on the wall, it also downed his teammate. Which
wait, is it every 5 rounds? It might be 5 rounds.
Must be.
So, but still, EG managed to win it. It mostly comes off of the roam on the top floor. I think we can all agree on that. United struggling to clear up
they're
the top
all LAN,
floor,
aren't
when
they?
went
They're
for
all
the
LAN
site,
partied.
they really didn't have
No.
any chance.
Are they not?
As they were
they couldn't because of coronavirus. They usually are.
So EG really racking up these rounds on defense.
Yeah, so if
they're looking very solid.
if EG win this round, United have to win 6 rounds in a row.
It's early days. And there's that side advantage to be considered.
I wonder what's going to happen then, because technically if they one of them DCs and you have to rehost,
is at the very least heartening to see.
Take a little longer.
Yeah, because the rounds won't add up. So the rotations of the attacking and defenses won't add up.
Well, my Jaeger in tandem with the Goyo.
Yeah.
Valkyrie's been really
No,
good for
they
space,
set
so
up
why not
the
keep bringing
rounds back as they were. No one has kills though, or assists or deaths.
Why can I not
Everything
say
will be the same.
At denying
Except
the wall?
those.
Yeah, they'll just roll back the service
is the main thing for
last
United,
round.
of course, to choose through that. I will say though,
It only
sometimes
repeats
the
the one round,
electricity can do quite a lot of damage to Maverick if he's
Pretty
not
good,
careful.
but still.
So a lot does ride on how exactly Forrest decides to try and open up this wall. Alfama also can just EMP it if they want to skip that step, but they don't know if there's a bandit or not, so they have to be careful. They'll drone for it. That's probably the right answer. Drone for it, check, then EMP double and thermite.
Looking to quickly open up this wall. There goes a frag grenade for good measure from Forrest. And there you go. Colin is able to do the work needed after they'd poked off any of the denial that was there, and Electroclaw surely being the target, as there is nobody else that could have fulfilled that role on Evil Geniuses. Safer entry now, should you want
No one's fucking there.
United go back up onto the roof,
Well
and they'll
done,
drone
guys.
because they know
35 seconds to open up the wall, will all just disappear.
Because the moment that that wall opens up, the defenders are going to move to other parts of the map. And indeed, you can see somebody on EGs and on deep row over the main stairs, top of Jim and Master.
A minute into it.
CCTV
If that wasn't pranked, Panjo would be like screaming at them.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I saw Martin,
where are they?
To Jim and Master.
If I saw Martin doing that like nearly halfway through the round, I'd be fucking
People from
livid.
below here for Spades. He's got a camera set for it. He's gonna pre-place. And that'll be called out to his teammates. Now, one of his teammates will watch that camera while he waits to trigger the C4. And that's key. It looks like it might be NVK. Yeah, NVK is the one on the camera. And so he is watching to see for the right moment to detonate the C4. But it's been called out by Alfama. As you can see, and thus will not, well, probably will not get any kills. As long as that communication is relayed well. Oh, that's a wasted EMP there from Alpha.
I love the way he like looked at it afterwards. Like, oh shit.
C4 hasn't been detonated yet. Hasn't been shot yet, as far as I know, but possibly has been dealt with in some way or another.
Yeah, it's going around.
Honestly, that's a great drone spot as well from United.
Smart.
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of good drones to try and get information.
Fucking hell, is he gonna get his words out?
Had such a niche little drone there to get the C4.
Yeah, the question that I want to know is how long is Spade's going to take down there before he realizes that the jig is up. This is a double TCSG setup now from EG. Beautiful shots from Young. He's putting in a great performance. C4 will now go out from Necrox. The other TCSG on the board. He'll land his shots on the call out as Thermite was having some struggles at that breach hole.
Evil geniuses are shredding. Jesus Christ. What's up with them? Why can't you play like this all the time?
You've got to win 6 rounds in a row. Fucking hell.
An excellent start, and they will capture the majority of the rounds on defense now, regardless of what happens on their very final D, which will almost certainly be back at Gym Master. There you go. Gym.
Oh wait, it's 6 rounds defense.
Will be the scene.
Oh, it's like in ranked, how it's 3 and then 3. So this is 6 and
6 and then
awkward sight.
First 7.
But still, half one for Evil Geniuses. So that's a big one.
I can hope to switch more often. It'd be so much more even.
About it. 4-2 is very workable.
God, could you imagine playing this many fucking rounds in rank?
Fuck
me. I couldn't imagine it. I'd want to get out if we're getting shot on. Fuck the 4
Can you imagine how big your KD could go going against a shite team?
Great job diverting their
yeah, but all I'm saying
is they'd surrender.
Imagine if you're getting shot on instead of waiting till 4 rounds to lose, you'd have to wait.
I'll just DC, I'll take the abandon.
You could just surrender.
Yeah, not a lot of people don't surrender though. The amount of times I've seen surrender rates, I've not had one go through it.
I did because I called them a retard and I had 12 kills and we were losing.
Why would you call them that?
So rude.
Because he had 0 kills and he was like, oh, why do you want to surrender? Oh, maybe because you have 0 kills. And then he denied it.
Thorough attack from United, and I think a big part of that was they were stumbling over things like, hey, a pre-placed C4 is great and all.
Good luck to United. There's no way
maybe use the EMP to get rid of it so you don't waste too much time. Or maybe just, you know,
maybe
the player who's placed it.
EG off fucking bottom.
Hey, you know,
whoever's spectating this, I don't like their settings. The fucking lens flares hurt me.
Yeah, it's fucking
annoying. It has to do with communication. That'd be my guess. I'm assuming United took a while
to more
scenic, like, get across, hey, there's a C4 and it's right here.
Oh, he knows someone's laying there.
Now, how much of this do you think is just simply the way the clubhouse plays out? Because we touched on that earlier. You said, you know, yeah, it's a defender.
Shot the cam on the port.
Do you think is honestly just the way that we see clubhouse versus how well you think the structure is that's coming in?
Which seems like a really good operator for this.
Like I said, 75%. I think it's about 75%.
Nah, weapons do shit.
I mean, in that you're gonna.
I know a weapon shreds.
Please understand. I'm not trying to be harsh on EG.
Really so hard to control.
I don't understand.
It's shit. It's shit.
It's no different to that. I love the org.
I would say 90% or 95%, but no,
Wait,
Evil Geniuses are playing very well.
They about Twitch?
Read into United.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love RF2.
I'm sure there's been studies.
Shit. Recourse shit.
Sure, I guess, you know,
it's so predictable.
But it seems like they've studied United. Their ban phase.
It's like whenever I see, I always feel like you're a good player if you can
EG just doesn't seem
control fucking books, ACOG
and his. If they see an opportunity to do something, they're doing it, and that makes it very difficult to deal with gameplay.
Well,
I still don't understand. It sounds like
you can't call someone a good player if they can control someone's recoil. Oh.
Wow, there goes another one.
Book's recoil is fucking ridiculous.
Spades on to Forest as he tries to open up the bottom of
right now, Box is easier to control than Twitch is.
Comes to hard destruction on that wall, but it has forced EG to no longer be able to commit and play from that angle because you'll get shot away at, especially if United has somebody stacked up.
So I mean, they've not even barely entered the building yet. It's 55 seconds.
Wait, he pre-fired the guy
call out, and I don't know if they're going to try to get the exothermic charge
when
down
it was a
there.
solid wall.
Spades just tries to prompt a fight. He's looking for one against Callout, but he's not going to get it. Instead, he doesn't watch down below. There's Yeti. Had some shots through the window from Grixer. Dispatch Necrox. MVK gets found as the Buck is now very firmly in charge, and it's possibly the last gasp here for EG on this defense.
He gets the res off, Jesus Christ.
So, all right, it's a 3v3. Yeti's on 1 HP. This is winnable, but it's going to come down to the fight that's going to emerge from just outside of logistics. Mo has been picked back up. He's there for one.
Why would you not?
Immediately after getting a kill, and Callout will creep in.
Why is he not?
He didn't check corner. What the fuck was he doing?
Why would he? Too far off is Mo. They're both low on HP. A rotated through logistics, but Callout is not going to be able to make it. It's a good thing you picked him back up because he was the star of the show that round. Excellent play from Mo. And defender sided or not, a 5-1.
I like how they don't want to say Mo, they guys. They just say Mo.
Next half. EG very firmly in control of this match.
So that round would be the sum of the 25% I would attribute to Evil Geniuses, because that should have been a United round. Through and through, it should have been. The execution came pretty thoroughly.
Goyo still had
There's your Wamai. There's your Wamai play.
The biggest thing is Mo, of course, Rodiga with his excellent performance, but just the tenacity of Evil Geniuses to prevent an outright failure there and victory for United. You don't see that all the time. And
imagine picking the Chanka and 6-pick out of it.
The 4-2. Given that EG have secured a 5-1,
just to scare him a little.
Yes, the disadvantaged side.
Chanka, Legion, Capcan, and Frost. Come at us. Barbed wire, everyone.
Frost would never work against these guys.
It is going to be really hard.
Yeah, it's all about slowing down.
You'd be surprised, honestly, because like
United seem to want to roam on
I feel like because the pros are so concentrated on like the standard stuff they do, I feel like they'd fucking forget about a frost trap on the floor or whatever.
I would think a Capcan would work, but I don't think a Frost would.
Legion can do a lot of things as a solo anchor. Main thing is that you can prevent.
We're on about a Chanka working there, so you know.
It shouldn't take too long. Let's see, 1, 2,
but like unreworked.
But 5 Legion traps.
I really can't wait to see if they actually do it.
So it shouldn't take him too long to establish a net of information.
It seems really OP with the grenade launcher.
To the site.
It's incendiaries on defense. Seems like
a lineup coming in from EG, though they've instead got the Ash. We had speculated the operator lineups for E United, and we were pretty bang on, except the major difference being that it's Forrest playing Maverick, not Alfama. He was on Thatcher duty. And speaking of Alfama, both he and Spade seem to get into a bit of a tiff. A tizzy, if you could call it. They both lose about the same amount of HP. Spades comes out looking a little worse. That's because he's 1 armor versus the 2 armor of Mozzie. It probably did roughly about the same amount of damage to each other.
Correct.
This is a downstairs defense for United. That's Church and Arsenal. And as we have come to expect on Clubhouse, there is presence off-site. For so long, this would have been strange to watch, but as new operators come in, well, things change. The Valkyrie of Yeti gets shut down by NVK. Nate's having a hell of a game, but that'll be it for him. Forrest manages to trade off, as United had backup upstairs. It looks like Forrest might have been able to get out of there as quickly as he could, as the hatch is open inside the moto.
It looks like
it's nice. It's a good weapon. Yeah, there's something about Legion. I feel like
to do some drone work for himself.
I do want to play him, but whenever I do, I don't play that well with him. I don't know why. It's just something about him. I just don't play well with him.
And they might have even been over in
I just saw something on Instagram and it looks super wrong.
Oh wow!
Doesn't fucking share.
Is he gonna go for round here, or is he just playing a real deep roam?
It's about Rainbow.
To haunt EG.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a deep roam. It's all gonna be about timing here. I will say the Castle Barricade by Villiers is gonna really hurt his roam potential. Forrest will push up main stairs and take down Necrox, so the aggression we saw from EG now reflected onto them by E United.
Buck's Black Ice is fucking nuts.
It does, doesn't it?
Mozzipest still being a headache for Evil Geniuses, as they tend to be.
This is rough for them. I don't know how they're going to be able to do this with how limited time they have, and especially with Spades on very low HP.
There's the one.
Will be caught out. No ace potential for Forrest as he gets a third kill, tracked well, but then taken out by Mo. Young is there as well, so they are working in great compatibility.
This is the person that I've been looking at links from them.
The buck of Mo just narrowly missing out on the last member of EU.
Don't go to your shotgun, come on.
It's the castle of Colin taking a lot of damage. Alfama is so far off site, he will need to retake. Where is he? C4? That'll be his. You know, he's coming on in. Oh, he gets taken down.
That's how you do it.
EG win this round? My God, and they're on match point because of it. They looked like that death drop from Moto was going to be exactly as the name suggests.
To be honest, this was their map pick, so I'd be surprised if they didn't win it.
Is it best of 3?
They've got 1 point for their troubles, and they're making sure that we're going home early after match 1.
Okay, so a couple of
you get to pick one map each and then get a random, I think.
United sucks.
Is it not
teams in the lower half of North American standings.
ban, and then the 5th map? Because there's only 5 maps. Oh no, there's more than 5 maps.
7.
But they're really good at playing against top 4 teams. You know, they managed to draw against DC. They beat TSM on this map in the last playday.
But it's a best of 3.
Pretty crazy that.
I think
then they lost in the playday prior to that.
On the finals are best of 5.
They went toe to toe with SSG, bringing them 7-5. Not pretty darn close. They did lose it in the end, but hey, you know, that's something. SSG is the world champions.
Oh god.
I mean, it's not a 100% rule, but it's been a weird season for E United, and they have this tendency to play poorly against teams that people expect them to just beat. Evil Geniuses being one of those teams, I would say. Now, EG, on the other hand, have seemingly reached their final form. Well, maybe not their final form. Maybe just gotten to a point in their development where they're looking really solid. Because the way that they're playing is very smart.
I fucking hope EG win this round because I'm so fucking tired. I just need to go bed. I swear, please don't fucking go 6-6.
And that's okay. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Again, we've seen teams win championships with that kind of playstyle. And
I want that Black Ice. Oh my god.
Bulk's Black Ice looks nuts.
Because it's working really well.
I don't know, Thatcher's just looking quite sexy on that gun.
What's on the line here for E United is just simply where they finish in the season. They enter the day tied in 5th/6th place.
Can you imagine what Kali's is going to look like if she ever gets it?
So that puts
Sniper.
United in.
Are they even under net 20 at the
LG lost,
no.
5th place would be
I
United.
thought they were.
They're gonna be.
It's not looking
They might make
likely
another
right now,
like
even if
blood
LG
ice that people are
loses, LG still
spectating,
finishes
but like,
5th. And as
expecting.
we've discussed many times,
Because they do look nuts, to be fair. But it's a shame you can only get it unlimited
it goes up in increments of
That's
2
why they don't want to add
until you
it
hit
to
first and
everyone, so
second.
it stays
So,
special.
It's 50 for first, 22 for second, 16 for third, fourth.
God, imagine the
14 for
weapons
fifth,
of that
sixth,
look sick
12
with it.
for
Can you get it for
seventh,
Ashes?
that's just it.
R4 City?
Yeah,
going
yeah.
up right now for United.
Everyone from the first year and Bulk and Frost are the only ones that have it.
I've got her
Looking at
R4
the
seeing
things right
Black Ice
now,
on Xbox.
they can lose their spot. So they
To
can
To be
lose
fair,
their
I used to really like that
That's
map
a
it
shot
came
by
with, you
Grixer,
know,
by the way.
is it Yacht? Was it
Yeah,
map
yeah.
Grixer
Yacht?
will take down
I used to
Spades.
really like that map. That's when I
And,
first started playing this game.
Well, man advantage to E United.
Yeah, I think the first time I started
In
playing this game when
return
Jackal
from EG,
came out.
Both of these hands are
Jackal
quite
Mirror.
hot for the squad in terms of
I started
Forrest,
in the white
in
noise.
terms of Mo. You're the
I played the
telltale
beta.
sign
I got the
of
skin from
Valkyrie
the
of
beta.
Alfama, not just
Yeah,
something
I
good
played since I
utility
was in the
work, being
beta.
able to gather information, but also in
Yeah.
terms of fragging potential.
But that was on
Will leave
Xbox,
a hard
right?
breach,
Yeah.
just as Necrox and the Maverick. Down goes the
Back when you
thermite.
could land on the roof,
If you're
like,
brave,
deploy
someone
on the
playing in oil
roof.
pit or even
Oh,
off
the
site,
blessed
you want to
days.
shoot around and then push up
of
the
no
red
spawn
stairs, and
peaks.
that's exactly what EG is doing. Droning it out to try and find the remaining positioning.
If you
of
care enough, I
this EU
posted it on
squad.
Discord.
Necrox gets the go-ahead, and he just walks right
flip
in. He
in a
knows that it's
second.
totally free, but there's a Valkyrie on the board, and no
That's the
IQ
person
from
that I
EG means
always
that
get
those
my
Valkyrie
leaks from,
cameras
and
might be
the
going
last 3
unseen.
leaks were
You have to be very wary
right,
of somebody
so
playing
we'll see.
below, as we pointed out. If you've got somebody down in the lounge, that could end up being
peek
a
your head.
C4.
Peek your
You know
head,
that somebody's over
Valk.
on
Fucking
top
do
of
it.
red stairs, so Necrox will have to deal with that. He's got a cross that's
Come on,
currently being
EG,
held by
fucking
MVK,
please,
can
win
hit
it.
shots that are needed. Mo
I
can't
don't want to
know
be
because
sat
he's
here
second
any
kill this time of
fucking
the game.
longer.
So these teams are back to a
EG
3v3.
are gonna do it.
Unfortunate for Yeti. Smoke being done to NVK as he now tries to get out of that yellow toxic canister. A rotate's going to come in, but no, Call gets spotted, but for a second, another smoke goes in, and NVK is trapped, ended off by a nitro cell of Alfama. The inability to shake EU off of the top of red will be their undoing. Brixer started things off with a kill. He gets the last two as well, and his smoke canisters were so instrumental. And
United won.
Chaos in the ranks of EG. United are not done yet.
Oh my, they're
very
really far behind.
Crucial round.
They stopped the stream and started again to catch up to the spot that we were at.
Great job, the United holding on to cash, but can they make it happen on the bottom floor?
I don't think I was behind. I wasn't looking.
Like they might be trying Jim instead, avoiding that bottom floor altogether.
Yeah,
that is a very different move here from United than I would expect.
I'm like 10 I'm like 7, maybe 5 seconds ahead.
They might catch Evil Geniuses a little unawares.
Yo, dude, how you doing?
Well, who's going to Jim when you
have
the bottom floor bomb site available? I mean, to be fair, the basement defense for United was pretty bad.
If he United won this one,
I guess they're just, being honest with themselves. And we'll see if Evil Geniuses read into this. Castle Barricades going up for the top floor. Most of them are going to be probably facing the south balcony, trying to make it easier for the anchors to play in their own bomb site. You might expect some also over to assist the roam and cash. None so far.
Shit, Doc's ACOG of the MP5 and people. Thank you!
No bandit tricking likely to last.
Jaeger's
but they're going to try it.
They're taking his ACOG off him, aren't they?
Decided to bring that operator.
Doc's changed to a 2 mile and 2 speed as well.
I wonder if that's going to work
out. Apparently.
To be honest, I'm not sure it will.
I doubt
There's
that.
A lot of tools on
the ACOG maybe, but not the fucking armor.
No, they would not leave him at 3 armor with an ACOG. His gun is not good enough.
I had to sneeze.
No, that's okay. We all have to sneeze, Michael. Clean out your airways.
There's plenty of fucking
it's important
people that ACOGs with their 3 armor.
I'm curious by this Gym Master defense.
Yeah, but they have
especially when you talk
good
about
gadgets.
Doc
really gadget is the
Doc can heal himself. He doesn't get any better than
there
that.
have been a lot of other teams that have proved that you can win it too.
I fucking hate Doc, man.
When you have to play on Gym Bedroom.
I know you do.
Not exactly an ideal scenario. It's certainly better than bar stock, that's for sure.
Don't mind playing against Rock.
Spotted, but
he's got fucking names
as he takes a couple shots, and well, he misses. As we seem to have an unfortunate audio issue.
It's the old mute jammer bug. It's a rare one.
I think that's a shot drone bug actually.
Oh, it could be. Oh, yeah,
wow.
you're right. Yeah. Sorry, my ears are busted.
Regardless, there goes one member of the got the first kill.
Oh god, AJ are gonna fucking win. Oh my god, they're gonna fucking win.
On an absolute rampage right now. He and Spades have had extraordinary performances. Actually, everybody except for Necrox so far has been able to steal the show in one of these rounds. Necrox not needing to yet, but surely has the talent to make up for it if required.
Rare book. I've had it the amount of times I've had it when my audio is booked out.
I know, and you can see CG are being very careful and thorough with their clear. Trying to lock out this match so we don't have to
please fucking win so I can go off, please.
Imagine if they had to rehost now.
And it spotted out inside
of the
bathroom.
Crashed.
That'd
be so bad.
Call out now. We'll have to contest with information. Grixer also goes down. He's been a star, so it's all on call.
Fucking kill him!
Okay, and clutch it. He gets
my fucking! Don't let him fucking win! Thank fuck! Right, I'm going off.
Take the match. And
G fucking G. Right, anyway, have a good night.
Managing to only drop. What was it? 1 round?
He just
2 rounds?
beast out.
Not bad at all.
7-2 there for Evil Geniuses.
They start off the season. With a win, and they end the season with one.
How'd you get a pop out for the
exceptionally and having good performances from everybody? Necrox very quiet 6-6, but overall,
what are you trying
everybody
to do?
On that team doing their part and playing exactly how you needed them to play. Especially Mo, who did really strong work on attack and was able to lead his team along with the others to victory. Not bad at all. A great way to start the season, and well, EG still finishes dead last, but at least they ended on a high note with a win.
And like you said, starting and ending with a win. They only got those 2 wins the whole season. That's it. But a little bit of good news, I guess, for Evil Geniuses, and I doubt that United are even that angry about that, to be honest. You know, they got their own good news in the last play day. So, well, that's it for the match. We'll go to the interview.
Oh boy.
We'll bring up Ranger for you. It has been far too long since I have spoken to you. How are you doing?
I'm doing a little bit better now. But yeah, no, it's obviously been far too long. So,
Valorant key.
It was a good way to end the season, I suppose. Better than nothing.
Wait, I thought you were playing Valorant.
I mean, there's a lot of questions that I'm sure that we have compiled over the last couple play days for you.
I'm honestly kind of happy about the dock thing if it happens.
On the final match that you just played here in the
season. If Knock gets an ACOG, I have a black eyes for that gun.
Health of your squad, health of your team, etc. And the big thing, the very first question that I want to ask, because we haven't seen you since, was you picked up Spades. How is he fitting into this team, and how do you see his growth on this team? Given that he came in at the last minute at the first half of the split.
Like he will get her smokes back.
Well, it was tough for Spades coming in, obviously, because he came in a season where there's been a lot of uncertainty.
No, I didn't even read the bottom of the red ones. Fucking Russians lose their good scopes. Oh, so sad.
A lot of things have been up in the air, but you know, I'm proud of the guys for sticking with it, grinding through the season. Obviously, you know, when the team made a big change footing as a team that needed a new in-game leader, we ended up working on that with NVK Nate, and he's grown a lot in that role.
Dr. Disrespect.
Kind of our message internally has just been, you know,
he had Valorant. He said drops enabled, even though he didn't have any drops.
Who I think, you know, a lot of people watching, a lot of viewers have seen a lot of.
And someone called him out, and Doc on Twitter was like being a little bitch about it.
Able to show kind of today what monster of a player he is. He just absolutely performed fantastically today. So, you know, props to him, props to the squad for keeping their heads in the game and kind of coming out with a big win today.
How much do you think having players with just an enormous amount of experience,
like
Necrox, like Young, like NBK, helps out the development and growth of players like Mo and Spades, who coming in had no Pro League experience prior to that?
Everyone's playing tonight, bro.
I think it's a big thing. I mean, in general, it's like, you know, you have some very cool heads during matches, people, you know, who've been in all these scenarios, you know, they're not getting as frustrated, you know, with being down in matches and that kind of stuff. And I mean, obviously for them, it's been a big change, you know, they went from being on top and,
versus
you know, it's no secret that we've struggled this season, both splits of it. But I think, you know, we knew that a lot of it was figuring out these roster things.
You are joking, it's the two top teams fighting for first place. Whoever wins that match wins. You're fucking damn right I'm watching.
You know, make sure everything works and build it up.
Right? No, it's not now, but I will be watching it. Fucking hell.
As a coach, I mean, you stepped in here,
I thought you meant like that's happening next game.
No.
Pull this team through, as you said, you know, an uncertain period. What was your biggest? I want to know what you feel your biggest achievement is on this roster so far, and what your biggest focus of work has been since stepping onto the team.
I mean, it was kind of two different periods, right? When it was with Gotcha, it was trying to kind of, you know, patch holes and keep
this is the last game,
the system that we kind of had with Gotcha with previous experience with the team and him being the IGL.
Wait,
and kind of just trying to like make that work. And then when we made the decision to go over to Spades, it was kind of a breath of fresh air, I think, for me as well as the whole team was okay. Let's actually figure out how we want this to work.
I thought you couldn't restream.
How everything's gonna work role-wise. I'm sure you guys saw at the end of last split where we were kind of cycling.
I guess it should be fine.
Roles. He tried.
Hopefully.
He wasn't on hard breach. We tried moving Gotcha to hard breach. You know, there was some stuff we were experimenting with, and ultimately that roster just wasn't going to work. We weren't able to find the synergy there. And, you know, that happens. We made the decision to move on after one split from Gotcha. We brought in Spades, someone who obviously has a tremendous amount of talent. And then it's just a matter of activating his talent. You know, it made Mo more comfortable.
Man, that Spades guy
is obviously a fantastic
C4 and everyone.
You know, a big thing for Mo, I think, is environment and comfort. So our goal has been to enable those two, and then to, you know, just rely on the veterancy of Nate, Young, and Amar to kind of round out and have a very solid team. And so, you know, it's taken a lot longer than we would have hoped. You know, we were hoping that coming into this season we were going to be strong from the get-go, but, you know, we never lost our heads. We kind of just kept down, and, you know, we knew that this is a roster that has a lot of potential. It's just a matter of getting there.
Well, it seems like that potential is starting to be realized.
I just want to know who's playing next.
The season, the second split, your matches were far more competitive, and you end As you said, it wasn't exactly the greatest results for the whole season, but you do end on a bit of a high note here. So anything to say to the fans, etc., everybody watching, now that you've got the time to do so?
Yeah, the big thing is we appreciate you guys sticking with us. We know it wasn't the split you wanted. It wasn't the split we wanted. And whatever happens next, we really hope that you continue to support us, because we do truly believe that with these players, we can accomplish great things. So it's just a matter of having the time to do that. And our only hope at this point is that we get the chance to show you that.
Next month.
Well, it is always an extreme pleasure to be able to exchange words with you and talk to you on here and pick your brain at the same time. So congratulations. I know that the team has worked hard, and it's been a real pleasure watching you this season so far. And it's nice to see you end it with a W. Take care of yourself.
It's come from the board of directors.
Yeah, thank you, and have a good night.
We've all had an email about it.
But
it's not this month.
But how do you know it's not going to extend the extra month after that?
I spoke with him, it would have been Rogue.
I'm just saying this month.
The last time I spoke with him, it would have been last year, if I remember correctly. It probably would have been like around October, November, sometime like that.
I wonder if it's going to last till my birthday.
Lifetime ago, Parker, for sure.
Oh, fuck, I have so many things to get.
Not so much for United.
Because I turn 18, I have to get an age card.
It's weird that it's like United tend to play,
which is basically my kind of an ID, kinda.
But your MVP for that is Modiga, and we'll take that pretty confidently with a solid performance. N3 is those are some good stats right there, and a rating of 1.43. So Mo.
I just decided to download that 5M for GTA.
Touched on. I think Spades played better in this match than we've seen him play in any match.
Wait, what are you downloading?
This is one of his better performances overall, and it contributed to the win, so it wasn't just meaningless. And it's really good to see from him. He had great Valkyrie play on Clubhouse.
For GTA.
Yeah, this team is definitely gelling together. You can see that they're far more comfortable. There was a lot of, through that first half, there was a lot of confusion on some of those plays. Ranger even touched on that, having Gotcha on the team and then having to cycle through roles. It didn't put them in the most comfortable spot. And frankly, from an unbiased perspective, it's nice to see EG end the season on a win. Sorry, E-United fans. With that said, we're one match down, 3 more to go, and there's a lot on the line in this next one. Dark Zero is going to be playing Luminosity. DZ needs a lot of luck on their side to finish second overall. We'll see if it's possible after the break.
Located by
Oh, hello, Chaos. Oh, you're super quiet. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. Pretty good. We're just watching Rainbow. That's Dark Zero versus Luminosity, and then it's EG versus TSM.
So it looks like it is happening then.
Oh, that's so late though.
Where's this taking place?
The main on Twitch.
I'm just streaming it. Oh, you've already seen that anyway.
No, I mean like where in the world?
It's not LAN hosted because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So is it still going on, or like through like the other side to Dome, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nah, just got you. Just go off really dangerous. Got to be engineer stuff. I thought I'd check in before I actually go on to bed. Oh, some of these you look young.
Minutes 34 seconds to the next game.
It's 2:45 when you stream.
That's because you're behind on the stream.
I see you did some trucking earlier. So is this like the World Championship or something?
Yeah.
Okay, I have 3 minutes done. I need at least another 6 for the video.
Might watch a couple of minutes of this in the bed. So what's the format of this then?
What do you mean?
Well, what did the first lot draw? 7-7.
Why? Where do you see that?
In the standings box, once the table goes away, it says 7-7 in the top one.
Oh, I don't know. That's not what the score was. The score was 6-2. Or 7-2, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. 7-7.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. It's weird.
God's supplying overpriced PC.
Yeah.
Headset looks pretty nice.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our very final play day here in North America, being brought to you from North America by myself and Kickstar. Truly a North American broadcast, as I am in Canada and he is in America, or apostrophe MERICA, or apostrophe MERCA, Merca, Kona in the chat, please.
USA.
I wonder
there you go.
posting the leaks on R6 server, like the original, will get me banned.
This is a match much like the, well, I was going to say much like the last one, but no, not really. It's very different. We're looking at a top team going up against one of the bottom teams, and we'll start going through these rosters, beginning with whichever, so we can actually understand what we're looking at here with Luminosity and DZ. Hopefully soon.
Pull the rosters up in just a second.
Hey, we did it. Awesome. Luminosity. Doodle,
do I
Hyena,
care enough
Rex,
to stay to watch that game?
Jarvis. So we've got some players to talk about here.
I
Luminosity has had actually a better season than I think many people expected of them. They have had some changes, of course, with their roster in recent times.
Are you saying to watch it?
Recent addition, of course. And a few things have changed
I'll just watch the VOD.
He was brought on. He hasn't had the best season overall, but obviously he's going to be bringing
enjoy
other things
watching
to the
that.
team.
I'm gonna go to sleep because it's
and that,
quarter past.
Wait.